Hey there, friend. Welcome back to another adventure together. Today we will be continuing our concentration practice. Last time we experimented with a couple options as an object of focus, and today we'll be choosing one of those and gently keeping our attention fixed on that point, bringing it back when our minds wander. One of the benefits of building concentration in this way is that we increase the feeling of connection between our minds and our bodies. They already are connected, naturally, but we can become more aware, more conscious of this connection, and therefore more trusting of it. After all, we often fear things that we don't understand. Another benefit of building this skill of concentration is to be able to feel more at home in your own experience. When you have the ability to concentrate, it means your attention has a quality of greater care. When you care about something, or want to direct your attention to a specific focus, you are able to offer that thing more than just your intention. You can pair your intention with the skillful ability to remain concentrated on the things you value, even and perhaps especially while being bombarded with countless other competing thoughts and stimuli. And I'm sure there are other benefits to concentration that you can think of that I haven't named, and some of those will likely surface for you as well if you stick with this practice. But the pursuit of these benefits will probably look a bit different than other goals that you have tried to pursue. When we want to demonstrate that we really care about a thing, we tend to amp up our motivation as high as it will go. We prove to ourselves that we are really committed, and we don't let up until we get it. We will conquer any obstacle that stands in our way until we get what we want. But this is actually a pretty unhelpful impulse when trying to cultivate concentration, at least sustainable concentration. We tend to think about concentration as silencing all competing voices, holding our focus with laser precision on the object that we are concentrating on. This may work for a couple of minutes, but it will not work for long. And it will leave us feeling pretty exhausted, which can make it harder to concentrate on anything at all. When we are practicing concentration, what we are really practicing is a balance of self-acceptance on one hand, welcoming whatever comes up rather than resisting distractions as they arise, and they will arise. And then on the other hand, a continual process of letting go, as gently as possible, recognizing that our mind has drifted and bringing it back to the object of focus, coming back home. And as one of my early meditation instructors, Sharon Salzberg, reminded me, with as much kindness to ourselves as possible. Getting distracted doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It doesn't mean you failed. It will happen again and again and again. The practice is not to avoid getting distracted, it is to recognize when we have become distracted. And then, rather than getting caught in our usual cycles of self-judgment or negative self-talk or insecurity, we bring kindness and gentleness to ourselves, we flex our letting go muscle, and we begin again. That's the practice. It doesn't matter if we have to begin again thousands of times, or if our attention stays focused for 5 minutes or 5 seconds. When we notice, we simply let go and begin again. I say simply, not because this is simple to do. I expect that you will encounter a good bit, maybe a huge bit of friction, but the task is simple. We are not clamping down, we are just letting go. And this is where it helps to have that foundation that there is no getting it wrong. Even though you may find yourself more or less able to concentrate on different days, that is okay. There are a million different factors which contribute to this fluidity in our skillfulness. You don't have to understand why you are feeling distracted in order to accept your distraction as a welcome part of you, as a possible teacher. We have to give ourselves permission to get it quote-unquote wrong as many times as we need before we can start getting it right. And indeed, Sharon calls these moments where we get distracted magic moments, because these are the moments when we have the chance to be different. When we realize our mind has drifted, we tend to want to beat ourselves up or stop trying and walk away. But the moment you realize you've become distracted is also the moment that you can try again, as gently as possible. You will likely be feeling all kinds of fear and insecurity and judgment. You don't have to ignore or eliminate these. You just have to come back to paying as much attention as you can to your breath, or the sounds around you, or your touch points, or whatever your object of focus is. And remember that oftentimes our fears are much worse than our reality. You may feel as if you can't do this, as if you will never be able to focus your mind. But see if you can't remember that you're just sitting comfortably and in a place where you are safe for a few minutes. No matter how chaotic your mind becomes, your body is successfully resting, and we are listening to our bodies in these practices. Okay, enough explanation. You can't learn to concentrate just by listening to someone concentrate, so let's do the thing. No getting it wrong. Calm down, weenies. You're gonna do great. Okay, so here at the beginning, find a posture that is comfortable for you. Some way in which your body can feel like home for now. Comfort matters. We need more than just good or honest perspective to feel safe. So settle into whatever posture feels good and comforting to you. A balance of alert and relaxed. Your eyes can be open or closed. If they are open, let them be half open. Pick a point that is comfortable for your gaze and then let it go. Start with a couple of deep breaths. On the inhales, you can straighten your spine a bit if you're sitting or standing. Not too much, just a bit more alertness. And on the exhales, invite a bit more relaxation. Trust your spine or the ground to support you. Invite your face to soften, your forehead, the space around your eyes, your jaw, your neck, and shoulders. Check in with your body and see if there's anywhere else you feel tension maybe hanging out, and see if that tension is willing to let go. It's okay if not. Just see what kind of relaxation you can bring to your body on the exhales. A couple more deep breaths as you arrive in this space, in this moment, in whatever shape this home of your body is taking right now. Okay, great. Now, however alert or relaxed, present or distracted you're feeling, for the rest of our time, we're going to invite our attention to rest on our object of focus. For these instructions, I'm going to be working with the breath for the next several sessions. But if the breath is triggering for you, or another object of focus is clearer or better for you, then go with that. Adapt the instructions where you can, but don't worry if your experience is a bit different. The process of concentration is the same, no matter what object of concentration we choose. So bring your attention to your breath, wherever you feel it most strongly in your body. Maybe at the nostrils, maybe in your chest, maybe in your belly, maybe somewhere else. Our breath affects our whole body, so just see where it seems to affect yours most noticeably. It may help to take a couple more deep breaths to kind of turn the dial up on the sensation. But then go back to letting your breath be as natural as you can. Your body knows how to breathe on its own. You don't have to make it breathe. And we aren't trying to change anything about it, just to pay attention to it. So once you've identified the point where you can feel your breath most strongly, most noticeably in your body, just invite your attention to rest there. Just continue to pay attention to that sensation. Maybe you notice different sensations coming up. How does the sensation change on the inhale versus the exhale? What does your breath feel like here? You don't need to answer these questions, just feel them. And your mind will wander. It probably already has. To other sensations in your body, to other thoughts, and that's okay. As soon as you've noticed that you're no longer focusing on your breath, just let go of whatever else you were thinking about, as gently as you can, and with as much kindness to yourself as possible, and come back to paying attention to the breath. And come back to the breath. Back home to the breath. Home to the breath. This is great. You're doing great. It doesn't matter where your mind wanders to. Minds wander. It's what they do. We aren't trying to fight our minds, to stop them from wandering. Just when we notice that it has, or maybe when you've heard my voice and realize you've been adrift, then just welcome your attention back to the breath. Inhale, exhale. You can take a couple more deep breaths if the sensation has gone kind of quiet. But then just rest. Just breathe. Breathe and know you're breathing. The more your mind wanders, the more opportunities you have to practice letting go and coming back. Home to the breath. Home to the breath. It doesn't matter where your mind wanders to, gets lost in problem solving or worrying or daydreaming, fantasies. It can be the best thought ever or the worst thought in the world. You don't have to sort it. It's simply not the breath. The moment you realize you've become distracted is the magic moment. You don't have to figure out why you were distracted or assess where your mind went to. You can simply come back home to the breath. It doesn't matter if you have to do this hundreds or thousands of times. That's the practice. Your mind wanders, and you come home to the breath. All right, that's great, friend. You did so wonderfully. Even a minute or two of mindfulness, this ability to sit and know that we're sitting, to breathe and know that we're breathing, can help us create more space. Space for comfort, space for concentration, space to feel at home. May you feel at home as you move throughout the rest of your day, and may no vampires come and kick you out of that feeling. Until next time.